that made more sense. Hey, everybody. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville of the Lifeboat. Welcome. Running a little late today. It's 7 o'clock. We normally do these things at 5. But I wanted to come on here and talk to everybody and make a couple of announcements because there have been a couple of things that that have caused the necessity for some changes. And I'm just going to be really brutally honest on this one. And here's what it comes down to. When I started the Lifeboat, I wanted all parties involved to be involved. And I really wanted this channel to belong to everybody. And for it to belong to everybody equally, and to do everything I could to give as much time to everyone equally, and really try to work with everyone, see what we could do to help people get sober. Recently, however, I have found myself madly head over heels in love with and this is causing me to take a different look at the boat. And truthfully, it happened when Alan Valentine and I went to Los Angeles, California, and hung out. And we were talking about this afterwards. You know, I remember the very early days of the boat when there was, 5 or 10 people, and you could get to know everybody and you could work with everybody. It was so damn cool. You know what I mean? It was awesome. It's not possible. You can't even sustain it when you get to doing 25 people in a live feed. Certainly, if you get to 1,000 to 1,500 in a live feed, it's not something that you can. But I'm sorry, I digress. So I find myself, like, for the first time in as long as I can remember, being no BS in love. That kind of love where you can't stop thinking about it nonstop. Like it's all encompassing. And unfortunately, I feel like there are hundreds of people in love with the same person. And they all think that they know what's best for that person. And you know something? I'm going to have to just say that the Lifeboat 2.0 is going to be me saying that I know what's best for this boat. And I'm sure that there are going to be people who take umbrage with this, and it will cause more defections. But what I would ask is that you stick around for a week or two to see the direction that the boat is going to be taken in. There's going to be a crap load of changes. A lot of them, if not all of them, are going to be for the better. There are some people that are starting some channels as well that I'm going to be promoting the hell out of. I can't announce it right now because it was told to me, I believe, in confidence, and I don't know whether or not they want this released yet. But for the time being, I'm going to get back to this thing being my bride, and treating this thing the way that I did in the beginning when it was all I thought about. And because you know what, it's still that freaking important to me. Unfortunately, I've had one finger on the wheel, and there have been 70 or 80 other fingers on the wheel. And you know what? That just doesn't work. As much as it would be a really, really awesome idea, it doesn't work. Somebody has to pull the trigger. How's that? I fully accept my addiction and abuse. I feel there's a light in the future for me. I just need to let it out. I am an addict. There is a light for you in the future. And you know what? You're in the right place. You really are. However, if I let this puppy go the way it's been going, in 3 or 4 weeks, the next person who writes that up there won't be in the right place. Too many people and too many opinions. By the way, before anybody starts jumping to any kind of conclusions or anything, one of those opinions never came from Heather Joy. Heather never said anything about how I ought to be doing this or how I shouldn't be doing this. Heather just sat in that chair and did her job and did a damn good job at it. And I hope that we see a ton of Heather doing cool things in the future. And I think we will. She's talented. And I believe that that will be the case. But in the next in the next 7 to 10 days, what the Lifeboat 2.0 looks like will be really evident. There will be a lot of content. Will there be the same amount of content? Yes. If you happen to be a member, there will be the same amount of content because I'm going to be doing a lot of members only stuff. The vast majority of you are already members, but you're going to start getting what that means. It will equal the same amount of stuff that I've been doing, but a lot of it. I'm so curious as to what he's talking about, says Guacaholic. Here you go, brother. I'll give you a quick rundown. What happened is this. There's a lot of people who love the Lifeboat, probably as close to as much as I do. And they see things that they think are, is the captain taking the boat in the wrong direction. For instance, traipsing off to California and hanging out with Scientologists. They don't see where that has anything to do with the Lifeboat. Or me talking about prison. They don't see where that has anything to do with the Lifeboat. And it became a very vocal majority of people. And what happened is they all kind of got together and talked, right? And none of them sort of kept a secret. They all then shot off an email to me saying, this is what so-and-so is saying about you. And this is what so-and-so is saying about you. And this is what so-and-so thinks is going wrong with the Lifeboat. And this is what this person thinks. And we have sort of got together and think that this is, and you know what? That kind of crap just doesn't work. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It was great when everybody said, I want to name this channel. I loved that. And it was a small group of people and we all knew each other and it was possible. And when they said, this is going to be a live only channel, I listened to them and I'm glad that I did. And we've put a lot of things up like, here, vote on this. And I will continue to do so in the future. What I will also continue to do in the future is point this boat in the direction that I think it ought to go in. And if that means that in a couple of days, I'm going to be sitting in a trial for a different Scientologist, trust and believe that's where I'll be. And if I think it means taking it in a direction that is completely somewhere else, well, then that's where we're going to take it. And I assure you that if you give me this much freaking leeway, you will see me bring the nose of the ship right back to what you think it should be at. See, what happened last time, which was sad, was that nobody ever really gave it a chance to see it level out. And right around the time that people started sending me emails saying, hey, forget what I said. This is what I thought it was going to be. That's great. They all didn't get back together to have that conversation. Right? They got together to have the conversation when they were pissed. They didn't get back to have that conversation when they were all thinking, hey, Tommy's okay again. So a couple of the people that were on the fringe didn't get that memo. And sadly, ended up saying things that, hey, 99 out of 100 of you are always here for me, right? 99.9 out of 100 of you are always here for me. And the 0.1 that weren't, I think that they're doing the right thing as it relates to the Lifeboat. Do you understand? No one's doing anything here to be malicious. Well, I mean, there are plenty of people doing things to be malicious, but they're not hurting us, right? All of this came from the inside, not the outside, and that shit's not going to fly. I'm not going to let it happen. And the only way to not let that happen is to basically just say, I'm going to have to be the one to decide which direction we point this. All right? I've done okay this far, people. For real. Our goal at the end of year 2 was to hit 5,000 and we hit it, right? That was the goal. And I'm going to give you a hint. We're ahead of the goal going into this next year. And you know what? If you're unhappy that there's too many people here, they're cool as hell. Look around and meet them. We're not getting jackwagons. We're getting cool people. If I start bringing losers on the boat, then go ahead and send me an email. But if I'm bringing people on the boat who absolutely gel perfectly, and they freaking do, well, then let's sit back and celebrate the boat growing. Because I'll tell you something. If I'm going to have anything to do with this boat, I'm going to continue to try to build it as big as possible. I want a play button on that wall. Not for the reasons you think. But I want a play button on that wall. And I don't want the silver one. I want the gold one. So just keep coming back and keep watching. You're going to see some different stuff. I'm going to be putting up some content. I've got some content that I'm begging somebody to come and work with me. And I don't know that this person is going to work with me. All right? Because I don't know how much of this person has a vested interest to work with me. But if I can get this person to come on board occasionally and do a show, I think it's going to be the best content that I could do. I'm so fired up about it. I really am. But we'll see if I can coax this person into it. We'll have to see. But I've got high hopes for this boat. I'm going to need a little bit of leeway from the people on board. And you know the part that's the crappiest for real? Because you get people who say stuff to you like, well, if they don't like what you're doing, just tell them to leave. That's really hard to do, right? If you've never gone in and blocked somebody that you know needs drug counseling or alcohol counseling, I don't think you know how well that one will make you sleep, right? So we don't want to be that boat. I don't want to be that. So instead of being that, I'm just gonna lay it out and just say that I hope that you see the vision of where I'm taking this, and I hope that you show up to watch, because I promise you, I've got a vision for this boat. I have a vision for this boat. So show up and watch where I take it. All right, put a little faith in me, and I'll tell you what: if 6 months down the road I've got this thing looking like you didn't think it was ever supposed to look, well, then go ahead and get together and make your lynch mob. But why don't you give me a little time, right? We're a 2-year-old sobriety channel that's closing in on 400,000 times that somebody came here asking for help, right? Or offering help. 400,000 times. Find me an AA meeting in America that wouldn't do anything to boast those kinds of numbers, right? We just clipped what, Alan? What's our subscriber count?
9,400.
We just hit 9,500. That's 9,500 people who are willing to say, I'm going to support a channel that doesn't talk about anything fun. I'm going to support a channel that talks about sobriety. That's, my brother says to me he says, it amazes me that people hit subscribe, because it is a very difficult thing. The concept is different. It really is. 2 months all in. I've missed you, Captain and crew. I made a post tagging the boat and the lovelies on it. Thank you, Carousel. Perfect example, people, of some of the new people that have come on board. Carousel's been fantastic and has immediately, just assimilated. Everybody has. There's no problems with anybody new. Seriously, right? There isn't. That's a beautiful thing. Tampa B, not so much, man. Tampa B, man. Your navigation. Thank you so much. That's a very kind thing, and I really appreciate the support. I mean that. Thank you so much. People, this boat's going to keep going. Hey, chase the heat. I would like to also toss out a shout out. And you know what? I don't ever do this family right. I really don't. And it's not because they're not my favorite people, because they are. But happy birthday to Charlie Mullen's mom. Charlie is pure lifeboat. There are a handful of people that are more this channel than I am. Sadly, I cannot allow them to steer, but they're the reason that this thing continues. Hey, V. Hey, Rip. Love you, Charlie. But they're the reason that this thing continues on days where I'd like to crap can it. Really. That's the reason that this thing just continues. And all of Chase the Heat. There's a huge Chase the Heat contingent here that has supported us from the very beginning. But I'm going to steer this boat. And trust me when I tell you that when it is all said and done, you guys are going to get together and you're going to high five and you're going to go, damn, man. The captain knew what he was doing. Even when it looked like he didn't, the captain knew what he was doing. Alan Valentine doesn't have any doubts. You know that? Not a doubt. And it's not just because he's my best friend. It's because he got to listen to me for 8 hours on the way down and talk about exactly what I thought was going to happen. And it didn't. It happened way bigger than I thought was going to happen. But we went down there with a mission in mind. And I won't do it if I think the people that I'm associating with are lowlifes. But these aren't. In fact, these have been some of the best people I've ever met. Yeah, the expat Scientology crowd has got some people in it that are absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Lene. Welcome. You look great in green. Jen Miller. Hey, Jen. Good to see you. Chase the Heat. I love your channel. I would never expect to see you here. Oh, that is great. I'm not picking on you, but do you know why that is so funny? You picture me with a larger Picture me with like a goatee thing going down. Tommy Scoville, Johnny Scoville. That's my big brother. He's here every single show. He just doesn't talk. That's my older brother. Johnny Scoville is my big brother. He's literally here on every single show. He just usually lurks because he's famous. And when he pops on and says hi, everybody goes, "Oh my God, it's Johnny." Although most of the crew is used to him, but Johnny can screw up a live chat pretty quick by saying hello. But that's good stuff. I knew Johnny's getting a laugh. No, he's here every night. That's why we're laughing, but we're not laughing at you. That's just funny. And welcome. It's good to have you here, man. Galactic Star Bunny. It's a great name too. The Galactic Star Bunny.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll carry your cramps last night, by the way.
Wait, what? This is so mind-blowing right now. Yeah, right? If you want to go back through some old thumbnails, you'll see a lot of videos of Johnny and I doing stuff together. Our Systroming video, I think, has pretty much become something of legend. And our milk video, you might just want to pass that one up. I made Alan watch the milk video on slow mo the other day. There here, by the way, for those people here who have heard of him, Johnny Scoville will be making Johnny will have a larger part of the Lifeboat 2.0 than he has had in the Lifeboat. And Johnny has always been very, very active behind the scenes here and has done an awful lot to help the boat get where it is, as much as anybody. And there's going to be more of Johnny in front of the camera going forward here. There's going to be some changes made, but I promise you there will not be less Scoville in this, okay? I promise you. But there are going to be some changes, so I want a little bit of patience from you guys. Give me a week to 10 days. In a week to 10 days. See that? DJ Daddio says some of my favorite vidges. Now he would be referring to me and my brother being tortured in the same video, and they do seem to sell. People do like seeing Johnny and I in pain. If you could have had a chance to watch the capsaicin cramps off last night's 6 super hots, I think you would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Although Mr. Gusher did not have any cramps at all.
You know what that was? The Vegemite. I told you I had to eat the Vegemite.
Did you hear that?
Uh-huh.
He says it's the Vegemite. What was happening is this. I was so grossed out by the Vegemite that I'm fairly sure he was tossing out the peppers. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was getting close enough to look at them. I mean, they were disgusting. Will Johnny please do live shows with you, Tommy? Please chase the heat. Last night I chased 6 super hots. I might not be chasing any more for a while. It really gave me the business. But yeah, Johnny will be doing all kinds of not so much here, but here and do the math. But yeah, Johnny will be doing all kinds of videos with me. That is in the future, I promise you. So thank you, Jason P. Annette knows. Hashtag the Vegemite gross. She gets it. She absolutely gets it. All right, people. So do me a favor and bear with me for the next week to 10 days. And I'll tell you something else. How about just a little faith? Can you do that? I promise you that I will lead this exactly where it needs to go. I promise you, you will be in bliss. All right? You will be in lifeboat bliss. Trust me. It's about trust at this point, all right? I need your trust. Thanks. Come on, squirrel. Come on. Make an entrance.
More cowbell. Johnny, more cowbell.
More cowbell? Oh, there'll be more cowbell. There will be more cowbell, and there will be more cat in the basket. I promise you. Squirrel will be back in business. She's kind of been on. Amy, I don't want to run you off, but send me your email again, please. Thank you, Quiet Girl. Faith is what I'm looking for. Faith. I want you to trust me. It's you understand? More than anything, I want you to trust me. I'm not going to lead you astray. Thanks. All right, everyone. Captain Tommy. We'll see you on the next one, eh?